Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's event. My name is Corey McLean. I'm a Deputy Commissioner with the state's Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services, and welcome to the state's Preparedness and Training Center. In some cases, it's a welcome back. We're joined by a lot of friends and supporters of the SPTC, and that's what we call it. It's a mouthful otherwise. The SPTC is in my portfolio at DHSES, and it's the favorite part of my portfolio. I really enjoy it. We do great things out here, very important things, and we've got great people who do them. I think the other reason I like it so much is because the mission is pure. We have to provide realistic and relevant training to the first responder community. We do that in three ways. They come here and they train using our instructors. We take our show on the road and provide mobile training, and then we allow other agencies, other entities, other communities, other municipalities to come here and play in our sandbox and use our training venues. The value of this place was recognized many years ago, and this action today, the purchase of the property, validates and confirms the importance of the training center and the high regard that we hold the first responder community in. I don't want to delay this anymore, so it's my honor and privilege to introduce a true friend of the SPTC, the Oneida County Executive, Tony Pacenti.
Thank you, Corey. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the recruits and trainees up here, and all of the distinguished guests. I would like to acknowledge them as I begin this morning, thanking the Deputy Director, Corey McLean, for that welcome, and acknowledging my colleagues in government, Senator Joe Griffo, who was with us this morning, Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi, two great partners that I work with each and every day, my dear friend and my favorite commissioner, sorry, John, but Commissioner Roanne DeStito, who is with us today from the Office of General Services, and second favorite, Commissioner John Melville from Homeland Security and Emergency Services. We're also joined by Brigadier General Raymond Shields of the National Guard. Thank you for being here today, General. And from the County Board of Legislators, Les Porter, Chairman of Ways and Means, Roseanne Convertino, Chad Davis, members of the legislature, thank you, and thanks to all of you for being with us today, and Kevin Revere, Director of Emergency Services for Oneida County as well. It's an exciting day. It really is a day that really continues the great partnership that we in Oneida County have with the state of New York. Senator Griffin and I were talking just I think it was probably some 60 years ago that this property was designated at the time as Oneida County was embarking on a new era back in the 1950s for an airport. And it served this county as an airport for pretty much 50 plus years. But then when things changed in the county, when things changed on the federal level, specifically with Griffiths Air Force Base at the time, and the availability of Griffiths as a runway, as an airfield, it became very much apparent to my predecessor in the office and then the Board of Legislators that Griffiths would be the home for the new county airport, and that this property needed a new use. And it was just prior to my taking office that discussions began. We proceeded after that with the Division of Homeland Security and with the Office of General Services, but then at that time the Commissioner was in the Assembly and helped us maneuver with this property to begin a partnership in which this would become the Homeland Security Training Center for the state of New York. And we have been very proud that it exists and continues here in Oneida County. And over the past several years, the partnership with the lease that has been in place, a great working relationship with the Homeland Security, with the first responders that come in here, on a daily basis. The law enforcement, the military, the people of our state and across the United States come here for training, for activities, and for new initiatives and new ways of dealing with that which, unfortunately, in this day and age, we have to look at things a lot differently when it comes to securing our homeland. Commissioner Melville has done an outstanding job in enhancing the state's role in Homeland Security as a model across the United States, and I want to commend him and his entire team for what they have done to make New York State, as we are and should be, the finest when it comes to protecting Homeland Security issues in the state of New York, and really being that role model for the rest of the United States. We are so proud of that. So today culminates the complete purchase of this property, a property which for the years to come will be used for what we've been talking about, and even more areas of safety, of precaution, of training of our first responders, of making sure that they are the best, which we know they are, making sure they are up to speed on all of the new areas of technology that is available for the first responder and for the military, and we continue to support that. Oneida County is proud to be home of this. This is another great step, as I said, in the partnership, but also in terms of the opportunity that exists for the people of this county, for the young people of this county, to look and see that in the backyard in Oneida County exists this center, which continues to grow, continues to employ more, continues to see people come in and out of here. We are very grateful for the partnership. We know that will continue, even though we are about to transfer a deed to the state of New York. And in some ways, we are saying thank you for this great arrangement that is existing. The state has been very generous in terms of working with us over the last several years, in terms of the lease arrangements that we've had, and in terms of allowing us, our first responders of Oneida County, to use this facility at various times as we need it. And we continue to make sure that our first responders in this county, which we are very proud of, continue to utilize that which is here. So today really is, in some ways, the end of an era in county government in which this property, which a little over 1,000 acres, and is being transferred over to the state of New York, but we know it's being done with the greatest intent of service to our taxpayers, to the people of this state, and to secure the homeland, and to secure New York State as a leader in homeland security, as we have been. Everyone knows of what New York went through several years ago. It was at that time that everyone came together and started stepping up the areas of protection and of training and of preparedness. And that's what this place is about. And you see the investment that New York State has made. It continues. We look for more of it. We look to assist in any way possible. We could not see this land, this property being used for anything better than to protect the people of our state and to prepare those who do that on a daily basis. So I want to personally thank the governor for his direct involvement in this. We had several conversations over the last couple of years about when this day could come, and to the point of working out the details last year in the budget. I want to thank Commissioner Melville for his continued leadership. I want to thank Commissioner DeStito because of her involvement and because of her previous involvement in the Assembly, but her involvement as the Commissioner of OGS, because she ends up owning all these facilities and she becomes the landlord, and that makes my people very happy that that Commissioner DeStito is handling this from now on, but I want to thank her for that. And in particular, as I said at the beginning, Senator Griffo, Assemblymember Dizzy, always looking out for the best interest of their constituents, the area they represent here in Oneida County, for securing this money in the budget this year so this purchase could take place. I thank both of them. And I thank all of you for being here. I really appreciate the involvement, the concern. But more importantly, this is really another step in continuing the governor's approach to working with all municipalities, and really a great partnership that the governor and his administration have had with Oneida County government. I'm proud of that relationship. We look for it to continue and partner in other ways that'll make this county, as well as making all of New York State, a better place. So thank you very much. With that, I will introduce my good friend and colleague in government who started this process when he was county executive so many years before, and having the state take a look at this facility, or this property, for the use of this facility. And it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium Senator Joe Griffo.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mr. County Executive. I want to thank you for your leadership and your stewardship as we transition this facility from the county to the state of New York. Thank you. I want to welcome also Commissioner Melville. It's always good to have you here. Commissioner DeStito, it's extra special to have you here because I'd like a little heat today in the state office building, if that's okay. She is a good landlord. This is a phenomenal facility. Commissioner Melville, I think this, not only is it great for security training, and we have so many of these trainees with us tonight, but this is, Universal's got nothing on you right here when you look at this streetscape. Pretty impressive. And I'm pleased to see that this facility has grown over the years. It started with an idea, but an important idea in order to ensure that we are protecting our communities, our state, and our nation. And it's this expansion and this transition today continues to note the significance and the role that our community and the state of New York will play as we protect our state and homeland. Mohawk Valley has been home to defenders of democracy for over 200 years in some form or another, from the early days at Fort Stanwix to the modern fortress at the Air Force Research Lab in the Eastern Air Defense Sector. So it's important that we continue to play that role in national security. And this is a center that is renowned for its professional staff, for its programs, and the expertise that it will allow as we continue to face the challenges and the conflicts that we see across the world. And we only need to look at what is taking place abroad today to know how important this type of training and this type of facility will be and can be to our national security. This transition also is a renewed commitment from the governor to an area where we're trying to redevelop our economy, to diversify this economy, to take advantage of areas where we know there's a need but also an opportunity. We need to look at new technology such as nanotechnology, with all the new technology that's evolving, the things that will be necessary to continue to grow that technology. And in cybersecurity and in homeland security, this is going to play an important role, not only in defending the nation but in fighting crime in the 21st century. We had over 67,000 people have come through here, responders, have come through this building and this facility overall, the training center. That's impressive when you think about that, 67,000 people. And I know from the very beginning we talked about how significant and important this facility would play in New York State, but it, I believe, will grow in prominence from a national perspective, and I hope that we'll see more partnerships with our federal government too to utilize this phenomenal facility to ensure that we are training and preparing to take on anything that we need to address in today's world. So again, I want to thank the commissioners for being here, the governor for his commitment. Not only do we have a state-of-the-art training center, but this is one of the finest complexes in the country, and it demonstrates, again, our commitment to the health, safety, and security of all New Yorkers. Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to introduce my partner in the legislature, Assemblyman Anthony Berdissi.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Senator Griffo, County Executive, Commissioner DeStito, Commissioner Melville. This is a great event. The only constructive criticism I'll offer this morning is that we should have had this event a little closer towards 5 o'clock so we could spend happy hour in the Red Stripe Bar and Grill there. But this is a wonderful facility. I've had a chance to come here on a number of occasions to see some of the exercises that our law enforcement personnel take part in. And what you learn is that in a 21st century, with 21st century disasters and 21st century emergencies, it's important to have a 21st century training facility to equip our law enforcement and our first responders with the tools they need to be able to respond to those disasters and those threats. And we certainly have the premier training facility right here in Oriskany. Each year, some 10 to 15,000 first responders from all corners of the state, as well as from other states and federal agencies, attend training courses at this world-class facility to learn how to effectively prevent, prepare, and respond to and recover from terrorist acts and catastrophic incidents such as a natural disaster. Representatives from a variety of disciplines learn to work together here, form integrated teams that can respond to a myriad of issues that can occur around our state. It's gratifying to know that the state first responders have a world-class facility like the State Preparedness Training Center where they can train together in a range of environments to keep New Yorkers safe from harm. Today's announcement ensures that this center can continue to grow and become the state-of-the-art, hands-on facility for our state first responders and personnel, and really centralizes and puts us again on the map as a leader in homeland security and training and all the things that our law enforcement need for their training. It's also an example, this center is also an example of how the Governor Cuomo has committed to our area, to making our area great and to really securing the future of the Mohawk Valley. I love these Capital for a Day events. We've had a few of them over the last couple months, and it's great to see that we have a governor and folks in office like Commissioner DeStito who are truly looking out for our region's future for many years to come. So on behalf of residents of the Mohawk Valley, I'd like to close by thanking the team here that helped put this thing together. County Executive, I'm sure it's good to get this off your hands. And Roanne, I know you're trying to shed properties, but you're not today. So, but with that, I'd like to introduce the Commissioner of the Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services, Commissioner John Melville.
Thanks, Assemblyman. Morning, everybody. I wish I could say that I had a lot to do with this facility, but I haven't. I've only been in this position for about a year, but I'm very, very proud to be associated with it now. And I thank the people that have gone before me that had the foresight to put this together. Not an easy task. I'm going to go a little off script, which makes my people a little nervous. But I didn't expect to see the recruit class here from the Mohawk Valley Police Academy. So I just want to direct a couple of remarks to you. Just before the ceremony, I asked how much longer they had to go, and it was about a week and a half. And I know that's got to feel good. 34 years ago, I sat in a similar seat, was in the State Police Academy. And I remember how long and arduous it was and how good it felt to get out. So congratulations to you in a week and a half, and we're happy to have you on the team. The memories of the Academy, I can say also, get better as your time goes on. So I'm sure you've made a lot of good friends, you learned a lot, and hopefully that you carry that training on throughout your career. And the reason I really wanted to direct it to you, because you're really what, in essence, this place is all about. The state is committed to give you the very, very best training that we can give you. When I went through the academy, we didn't have nearly the issues that you're going to face when you get out there. The world has become a very, very dangerous place. Not that we didn't have our issues, but we didn't really have to practice active shooter drills and how to evacuate a movie theater and things of that nature that you have to face today. So this center is all about that. Not just police, it's fire, it's EMS, it's everybody working together. And I know the governor is committed to give you the very best training that we can give you. So with that, again, I congratulate you. Another mention that I just want to make quick. Steve Smith is a colonel with the state police. Steve, stand up for a second. Steve and I were partners way back when, and he was just promoted to the field commander's position in the New York State Police, which is the #3 person in the agency, and is in charge of all the uniformed force and all of the detectives. So he's got a really big job, and I just want to wish you well, Steve. Superintendent did a good thing picking you. I've seen a lot of training academies. I've been to a lot of training academies. There's none that rival this place, and it's only going to get better. So I just really want to thank you, Senator, Assemblyman, the county executive, and Roanne, I'll mention in a minute, for all you've done to make this happen. I personally have a soft spot in my heart for all the first responders, so take advantage of it. I hope it serves you well. With that, I'd just like to introduce my favorite commissioner also. And she's actually, I think, the smartest commissioner because she scheduled this ceremony on a Friday, which is a home game for her here in the Mohawk Valley. So she is my hero, and I'm so glad to turn the mic over to her. And Roanne, thank you for all you've done.
Okay, they're all taller than me, I admit it. Thank you, Commissioner Melville. It's a pleasure to be here today. It's a pleasure to be here with County Executive Picenti, Senator Griffo, and Assemblyman Brindisi. And as the governor says, and when he was here in August when we had the Capitol for a day, it seems like it was yesterday, he was impressed with how our elected officials all work together. And I think that is something that we can be very proud of. To the county legislators that are here, and for those who aren't here, thank you for what you've done to contribute. But County Executive Picenti and Senator Griffo and Assemblyman Brindisi had a vision. We talked about this vision years ago to bring this training academy to fruition, and I do believe that it's an asset to Oneida County. And I agree, Assemblyman Brindisi, I've been trying to get rid of property, and here I am accepting property, but it's a great day. And as I said, in August, when Governor Cuomo had Capitol for a day, we knew we were on the verge of having some big things happen here in the Mohawk Valley when he announced nearly 2,000 new jobs and $2 billion in private investment, and today is another step in that positive direction. This joins the recently announced housing grants for Gloversville in the Mohawk Valley, funding for flood resilience projects in our counties, including Schoharie, a new workforce training project in Herkimer County Community College, and soon to be a Taste New York project along the thruway and the canal. We're here today, though, because Homeland Security has built this state-of-the-art complex that is doing unbelievable work training our first responders, law enforcement, and others. And it is ideal that we have the recruits, the Mohawk Valley Training Academy here. And when Corey McLean, there's Corey, I'm going to take some credit for Corey too, but when Corey said that we had the Mohawk Valley Training Academy coming, we said that's really appropriate, because this is what this training academy is all about. You're here to get trained to provide safety to the people, and this facility is here to help you get trained so that you are safe in that training and protection of the people where you will serve. So this is great to have you, and good luck to all of you, and be safe out there in your training, but also be very safe when you're out there protecting all of us. And I said I'm going to take credit for Corey because Corey actually started at OGS, Commissioner Melville. We stood up the 9 stockpiles that we have across the state, and Corey was the one that began that process, and I was very pleased to be able to transfer the stockpiles. I didn't want to transfer Corey, but he came with the stockpiles, so we transferred the stockpiles to Commissioner Melville just recently, about a year ago. No, it wasn't actually. Yeah, it was about a year ago because it was right after the Snowvember, the snow in Buffalo, in Erie County. So Corey is now. I'm very proud of Corey. He's a deputy in charge of this facility, and he's doing a great job. He brought me out here for one of the training exercises, and everyone here, his staff and the people who are running this organization here, are a credit to not only you, Commissioner Melville, but Governor Cuomo, who saw that this really needed to be here and to grow. Thank you to Mr. Smith for coming here, and DMNA, because this is really a joint project. And I just want to say that this project we're very proud at OGS to be taking over this property. And before we are going to get to the official part of this, I want to assure everyone that we are going to be good stewards of this property and of this site. So in my official capacity as the Commissioner of the Office of General Services and Chair of the Mohawk Valley Working Group that the Governor created to make sure that all of the provisions of the Capital for a Day are put into place, and this was one of them, I'm going to ask County Executive Picenti, Commissioner Melville, Senator Griffo, and Assemblyman Brindisi to please come to the table, and we'll do some important signing of documents. We'll take a few photos, and we'll have some staff come up too, please. Thank you.